Okay.
Kill me. Existence is pain.
Well, we stand here in a row, looking like a bunch of heroes. I know that deep inside, nothing more but a bunch of zeros. Ah!
Welcome to Season 2 Epilogue of Bards and Nobles, the actual play podcast where we drink beer and roll dice. I am Brian, the Dungeon Master, and tonight I'm joined by...
Salty as fuck.
The Salt Shaker.
Brackish.
Good call.
Andrew Dana.
Aaron Williams.
The new God Emperor.
Charles Nelson.
All right, and so if you're listening to this one, you know that the story of the Dawnguard more or less ended, I guess.
Either that or you're one of those fuckers that starts at the end.
Well, yeah, that's...
Yeah, fuck you. No, wait, please keep listening.
No, the attack of the Starfather on Cedlio left the city in ruins. Luckily, the remaining members of the Dawnguard were there to help pick up the pieces, help the city rebuild. But without the Sun King sitting atop the kingdom, he's essentially been replaced by the council or high council
Of the Void?
No, this is the bright. Maybe I should use the tribunal of.
That sounds nicer.
That's still has the Inquisitor Visus as the chancellor, but it also has a number of the Dawnguard who survived as members. Those members being Elon, Baron, Shrimp. Are you on the council?
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
We're 4 guys on a tribunal.
Each one of you have taken up different responsibilities in the time since the incident. I don't know. What's a cool word for it? What?
Cataclysm.
The cataclysm?
D-Day.
Yeah. The
kerfuffle.
The D-Day kerfuffle cataclysm.
None of those have been used by anything popular before.
The hullabaloo.
Yeah. No, we're not going to go with that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm the asshole here, right?
Kerfuffle lips.
So yeah, let's pick up. It's been 1 year since the kerfluffle D-Day. Hullabaloo.
How about the Starfall?
The Starfall. There you go.
Yeah, that's RP
That's
in
canon. I love it. I love it. It's in the movie. All right. It's been
Wait,
1
we're
year.
just pitching?
It's been 1 year.
What we're doing.
1 year since the Starfall, and you guys are just now exiting a council meeting. Some of you have seen each other a couple times. Some of you hadn't seen each other for a while. Another member of the council being Thorzug, who has been since appointed to general of Cedlio's army.
Sweet.
And the 4 of you are standing together, catching up. And he sees you, and he runs up and gathers all 4 of you in a giant hug. And he's just like, "Hey guys, how you been? What's up?"
USB.
Just, trying to get the city moving again, a year of rebuilding.
Yeah, I noticed lots of changes. You guys have been busy. Or see the relationship with Gardoon. Gardoon's growing pretty nicely.
Yes, it's flourishing.
Yeah, and Elon, how's your talks with Smithmark been?
Talks with Smithmark has been pretty good. They've agreed to help bolster your armies with some of their newest model. So they field tests look pretty promising.
Yeah, how and you're all right with that? You okay with it?
Yeah, they actually walked me through the kind of like their production process, and there's not anybody there's no souls being stolen or anything like that. or binded, which is something that I was kind of worried about. It's all some kind of newfangled computer, something they called it. It looks promising, and some of the new units are pretty badass.
Okay.
Kill me.
Existence is pain.
That's just coming from Nibbles.
So, how about you, Max? How's old Stone Valley doing?
Well, it's my hometown that was destroyed, and
You already know
now I've been able to gather some followers of Bahamut, and we've started rebuilding the town, and everything's going well. And I've started training some new paladins, and
0 clerics.
Oh shit! What's that guy's name? The football player's name?
OJ Simpson.
Blitzball.
Was it Moguk?
Maguk. Is he a paladin now?
I don't know. Is he a paladin now?
You tell me.
Didn't he go to your town?
He was a Dragon's Maw.
He's in training. We'll say that.
Okay.
I thought he said he was going to help out rebuild or.
Yeah, he was going to after the Chaos Worm hit.
Oh yeah, he's definitely helped rebuild, but that doesn't make you a paladin.
You enslaved him. Okay, gotcha.
No, it's a pyramid scheme, but it's like a
It's an unpaid internship.
It's a reverse funnel.
It's an empowerment triangle.
Hey Max, since you're rebuilding Stone Valley, did you ever get back with those refugees we worked with in Dragon's Maw?
what?
Those refugees,
Okay.
the refugees.
The old razzle dazzle.
You ever get back to those raviolis?
Yeah, a lot of them are in training, and a few of them have completed.
It's clearly a 4-year
Excellent.
program. Stop asking.
What about
I don't have
what
their
was the chick's
associates.
name?
Remy.
Thorzog. Yeah, Thorzog. Well, I heard about that. Thorzog's like, well, I heard about that. That knight, that young girl, a real firecracker. That one. What was her name?
Oh, Remy?
Yeah, how's she doing?
Oh, she's doing very, very well. She's
Well, you said that.
She's doing real good.
She's a regular
She's one of the most
Hermione
advanced
Granger.
pupils.
She got an A+ in spear polishing.
Wow.
that's not a class for the record.
It's extra
We don't teach
It's extra credit.
It's dragon summoning.
Hey, just so
It's Dragon Balls.
just so everyone knows, in that year's time, she's now 18.
But that's not what you did in the class.
Gross.
Well, that's moving on. Elon, he points down to your body, and he's like, "Well, that looks new." What?
Changing the subject. Yeah,
It's gonna be less awkward.
yeah. While I was over looking over the production lines at Smith Mark, they allowed me access to their laboratories, and I was able to put together an updated body since mine just was about 150 years old when when the Starfall happened. So.
Gross.
Yeah, it's got outdated. So now I got some pretty fancy new things, and I have lasers that pop out of my forearms and just
Right, of course.
craziness, I
Strobe
can,
lights, just like
oh yeah, got flashy lights and everything. I got stickers, make me go faster.
party mode.
Yeah,
So legs, you don't
Stickers.
have hover pads.
my legs actually split into 4 now, so I can
Gross.
hunker
What?
down.
Battle droid?
Yeah,
You have a ball mode too.
You're now 20% creepier.
Nice. All right.
He's the one stealing the souls.
I'm glad the Dawnguard ended before this happened.
No more soul binding because I ate them all.
finally got the arm detaching to work, with the chain.
Oh, okay. A little grapple action.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple explosions happened.
You are truly a monster.
I'm a monster of the people.
The people's monster.
As long as they worship me, they will be safe.
There's a thin line between fear and love.
All right.
I am the king now.
So Baron, how was the year for you?
It was a good year. Obviously there was a lot of loss throughout the year. Namely, my good companion Guede and my acquaintance Ritz, my coworker. But after their passing and their brave sacrifices, a newfound respect for Grits was developed and what he gave up to help defend the day.
Twice.
And we held a feast, a celebration of their honor.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed that when I was still in the infirmary.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It was a wonderful feast. We cooked Guede, and we served him at the feast.
Oh my God, that was Guede?
It's what he would have wanted.
I don't think you know that.
I feel like it was. Come on now, you had to have known. There was so much crab.
I thought it was like a bunch of them, not one big one.
Well, we had a crab cook in his honor.
Oh wow!
Wait, what was the chicken?
No. Don't get any funny ideas over there. I would never do that.
I didn't eat any crab. I only ate the sausage.
Also Guede.
Old chum had to go somewhere.
Maybe that was the wolf blood.
There was more sausage than crab.
Exactly.
Was that a Gardunian tradition, or was that more of a Topanos thing?
Well, I mean, it just seemed the right thing to do.
Fair enough.
It was an Aaron thing.
That was
a Baron thing.
honoring his sacrifice and everything. Everybody got to celebrate with him,
Okay, all right.
literally with him.
And absorb his strength.
He's now a part of us.
Well,
Guede's dad was there and he ate the brain. By request.
To gain his memories.
Yeah, just to get his memories.
That's how that works.
he says, "Well, if only old Guede could see Topanos now. I hear it's been doing great."
Oh yes, I can't wait to make my way back down there. I haven't seen that place in 3-4 years now.
Oh wow, yeah. It's I doubt you'd recognize any of it. Apparently, through some outside investors, it's been flourishing, and it's developed into a nice little port town.
Oh yeah.
They actually, between investors and the new arrivals to the continent from across the sea, it's a different place now.
Wow. Outside investors from where?
I don't know. I just over the last year, Topanos has seen a massive boom in infrastructure and resources.
Wow. I'll make a note to make my way down there. Have the crab folk become a little bit more social in the world? They were pretty reclusive.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like they flipped a switch. They've definitely, I don't know, they've begun to venture out. And like I said, they're very accepting. The Topanos you knew is definitely not what it is today.
Huh.
Not what it was.
It's a thing of the past.
Gentrified.
Exciting.
So is the family good?
Yeah, everything's good with the family. Gardoon has been, like I said, flourishing. I've been able to establish a couple of points of contact for trade and stuff here in the city while we've been rebuilding, which has been great for everybody. And hey, did you see I opened a restaurant?
I didn't.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called the Salty Anchor.
Oh,
Yeah, we
nice.
keep Guede's anchor over the bar in there.
Nice.
Along with his exoskeleton skull.
You were eaten and turned into decoration.
As I would have wanted.
Now, and he looks over at Shrimp.
Hey.
And he's like, now, last time I talked with Baron, he was mighty excited about this this hunting trip that you said you guys were going to take.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it.
How did that? Oh, did you not take it yet?
Oh, I don't know. You tell me.
It's been Baron.
I mean, have you not taken it yet?
I don't know.
No one
Say you
knows.
took it. You started off. How did it go?
Oh.
What happened?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we took it. I mean, I don't want to embarrass the poor boy, but, my father, the fifth, actually knew something of where we might find some horses. And so we went off in search of horses. But they are on the verge of extinction. I don't know if you've ever seen a horse, but
I've never seen one.
They're quite rare.
Mhm.
And they're on the verge of extinction. So
I forgot about horses.
we actually needed...
Most people did.
We actually needed Flint's help with his druidic powers to repopulate the horses.
Wait.
What a massive and noble undertaking. Shrimp, how did you deal with it?
I pawed those horses real good.
Wait a second.
So many good berries.
Did you just create dwarven centaurs?
To be seen. The gestation period is a lot longer than you would think.
Just Shetland ponies. Just like buff dudes on top.
But full height humans on Shetland ponies.
Oh god.
Dwarves.
No, that's not how it
Yeah.
works.
It turns out there was only a couple of males left, and they were almost out of breeding age.
I fucked them too. That's not.
So
was an
Shrimp
honor.
repaid his debt to my father in a very noble, steedish way.
I also banged his wife in horse form.
So wait a second.
Wait, do
No,
y'all
no.
normally fuck things on hunting trips?
No.
Yeah, no. It was a complete. They didn't tell me exactly what was going on. Yeah,
So
it
you
was,
started raping everything near you?
it was a total bait and switch, but I leaned into it.
So you're telling
Once
me
you got tricked into it once, you might as well go ahead.
I don't think I made centaurs with those horses, but I made centaurs with Baron's mother,
Wait, what?
Catherine the Great style.
Did you horse rape her mother?
This has gone off the rails. Like, I'm glad I'm dead.
You're welcome.
But honestly, look for a return of horses probably in the next decade or two.
Red-haired horses.
That's amazing. You know what? Magic is a terrifying and splendid thing sometimes.
When you said
Not
the
even
return
sure.
of horses, I assume like maybe you went from like 40 to 80? I don't even know.
Within the next generation, totally inbred.
They're a whole bunch of derpy looking horses. Like,
No, they're derpy already.
All right.
Oh, God.
So, Shrimp,
Hi.
Good night, everybody.
aside from
You're not making a lot of eye contact.
your extracurriculars, as the chairman of market and commerce in Cedlio, how have things been going?
Swimmingly. Canacapitis has been providing Cedlio with all sorts of entertainment goods, and it's been going great.
Okay, all right. I mean, I actually got to get back to the barracks, but it was good
Thorzo,
seeing you.
Tell us what's been going on with you. I mean, you're general now. What else is new?
Did you bang any horses?
Nope, definitely did not do that.
Would you like to?
Nope. We've just been shoring up, rebuilding, Cedlio, without the king's influence anymore. Some of the more ambitious powers throughout the kingdom have been growing. It's a curious thing about Smithmark. They've been developing all kinds of weapons, and they've been designing new war machines, as Elon talked about. but we're not entirely sure where they're getting the resources for it. Over in Dragon's Maw, usually it kept itself in its own little balance of chaos, what with the infighting with the hordes. But it looks like they've set aside their differences, and they've, for the most part, flying under a single banner now. Flying under the Carnal Horde, under Warlord Slash.
Oh, wow.
So that's something we've been keeping an eye on. And to the south, even though Topnos has been growing, we're still not sure of much of the outside world beyond the seas.
Yeah.
So we're trying to learn what we can about these newcomers.
Excellent. So, I mean, I haven't been out of the city much since, we got established here. Do the night terrors still come out?
No. Ever since the king ascended into the sky, it seems a number of things have changed. We haven't seen any of them. We haven't seen any reports of them. Which is good news.
It is. It's fantastic news. It should make travel much safer, and it should make establishing settlements incredibly easy now. It used to be such a risk.
Absolutely. Another thing that we have to look out for is, since the king left, the magic that was holding the crucible together seems to have vanished. So everyone that was detained and sent there,
yes,
was able to break free.
Have you managed to recover any of these ne'er-do-gooders? Ne'er-do-wells? Ne'er-do-wells.
A handful.
Do-gooders.
Sorry.
Running around doing good to people.
No.
Bastards.
Never.
Yeah, but when they do, it's real good.
It says a handful of them turned themselves in. They just wanted to live quiet lives. But some of the more notorious, more powerful beings that were kept there are still at large.
What about Norik?
Haven't seen any sign of him since the Starfall. Since his last known sighting at the Crucible. Yeah. But anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of your time back in the city, doing whatever you need to do.
Yes, let us know. We're on the tribunal, so if you need any type of resources or anything, absolutely come talk to us, and we'll make sure we get what we get you what you need. Are
you saying if you scratch my back, you expect me to scratch you?
You're a general.
I'm just fucking with you. All right.
Seize this, man.
I couldn't use the back scratch.
Yeah, chest bumps all of you, then heads out. That's his thing now. With that, you guys go back to doing whatever you're doing. What are you doing in Cedlio, Baron?
Running my restaurant on evenings.
Okay.
And I suppose in the days I stay busy with tribunal work and everything like that. But when I get a free time, I go run the restaurant.
Nice. Elon, what was your time spent doing?
I would say during the day, attending to tribunal duties as needed, but also working through just researching technologies and building and tinkering.
Gotcha.
And then also, trying to coordinate some of the defenses with the city with Thorzug and and seeing what he needs for his army and stuff.
Okay.
Make sure we can get that provided.
Max?
Do a little bit of recruiting for people to become paladins of Bahamut. Also, like tracking down.
They all wear a similar tracksuit.
What is recruiting for the Bahamut look like? Like, what do you guys do? Flyers or little demonstrations?
He shows them the
goodie bags.
They have booths where you come and sign up.
Yeah. Do you have like motivational performances where you rip like scrolls in half?
No, we just
do the power of God. I can do this. Yeah.
None of that stuff. We just go around helping people and doing good deeds, and then we'll casually mention, who we are and what we're doing.
In there.
They're not like in people's face about it.
Yeah.
Right.
They're all volunteers.
Okay. What about you, Shrimp? Was there anything over the past year that you did, or just like what are you doing? Spending your time doing?
I'm doing the bare minimum here in the council, mostly making appearances in the entertainment district. You know,
Right.
keeping up the party, that kind of thing. Just
Okay. How about the Red Right Hand seems to be flourishing in Cedlio?
I try to keep not be seen there too often, but we hang out in the same places.
Okay.
Party at the same clubs.
Gotcha. Let's see. Blake and Boyd, both of you roll a d6 for me.
2.
3.
All right. So we look at Tapanos, which has transformed from a simple fishing village to an almost like Hong Kong-like metropolis on the coast. It's very Dubai-like, as
And a third city.
behind the scenes, with the rise of the Red Right Hand in Cedlio, they haven't had as much contention with Mothchild, as he has been pouring some more resources into Tapanos, building it up as a new city, new power. Let's see. We see on like in between two modern fantasy / pagoda looking buildings. You see two vagrants slinking in the shadows. They've got newsy caps. They've got scarves, red scarves tied up. On one of them, you can clearly see the distinctive tattoos of the Red Right Hand creeping down one arm. And they're just, talking to some people. They're seeing exchange of goods, people in the alley. And as the two walk down the alley, you hear, or you see them duck into some shadows. You see two more shadows jump in. You hear the familiar sounds of combat. And from out of the darkness, you see two crab people dragging one of the Red Right Hand members. They drag them through the streets, through the back alleys, into a dark building. This one is still alive. The other one has been left dismembered in the alleyway.
Give him the snips.
And they bring them into a room. What does this little room look like? This training area.
It's very so. They pretty much bring them onto. It's just like a raised deck almost. It's just all wood plank. Very traditional Japanese style. Arching doorways and open floor plan, and kind of like a little. What do you call those little? The roofing with the almost like little tiles.
Oh,
so it's like an open floor. It's like an open deck, and it's surrounded completely on all four sides by just like a little roofing.
Right, the
pergola.
I don't know. It's like slats or whatever.
Yeah,
Not slats,
little. I guess pergola might be the right idea, but yeah, it's just a little. If
you've watched anime, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, if you watch anime, you know what we're talking about.
Imagine your favorite anime.
Yeah, imagine your favorite anime. So they just drag this this gang member up, and the two crab are completely dressed in black, very ninja-esque.
Right, as is everyone. There's like a dozen other crabs in this room.
Yes,
that they were all like training and doing different things, but now they've paying attention to this.
And there's one elderly crab sitting up in the front, and he's like, telling them to bring him forward. Strangely enough, he's got like a powdered wig on.
Okay.
I don't know. Some of the culture have they've just been kind of taking some mixing of cultures of the traditional Tapanos style and the obvious influence of where they're getting all this money from.
Right.
So yeah, he just kind of brings them up to this wizened old crab.
All right. They bring him up and they throw him forward, and he like slumps on the ground in front of them. Face is busted up. He's bleeding. He's breathing is labored. And what are they doing with him? What are they saying?
The wizened old crab with his powdered wig says, "Bring him forward."
All right, and then you see the one crab. He like kicks him, and the guy doubles over and kind of flips. And he lands face down, and he kind of pushes himself up. And one eye, the other one's swollen shut. One eye looks up, and he's like, "What do you want?"
"What are you doing in Tapanos?"
He's like, "None of your goddamn business." He spits blood down.
Well, I think my masters might be intrigued by your sudden appearance here.
He's like, "Yeah, and who's that?"
And at that, he just like right out from his robe, just throws a dart and just hits the guy right in the forehead.
Kills him. All right.
Kills him dead.
Kills him dead.
And he says to his assembled ninja crab, he says, "The claw. We will not suffer any of the red right hand in our city."
And they all say fight, and they bow. And then he reaches down with his claw, and no, he doesn't reach down. He reaches over to him, and next to him, in like ninja garb, is this just giant, like 8 foot tall, the size of a crab person wolf. He just pets him, and then you hear the wolf howl. Then we zoom out.
But the howl goes, yo!
Yeah, we zoom out. We keep zooming out into space. And you see
frontier.
You see the Sun King once again. And he's walking in a room, in a almost throne room like area. Mm-hmm. And it's not quite marble, it's not quite stone or glass. It's some material that's a mix of all three. It's got translucence, it's got light shining through it. And he's in the middle of talking to someone. He's talking to this porcelain faced, for lack of a better term, we'll say woman. For the most part, pretty androgynous. And it's got like 100 arms just like off the back of her head, and his head is massive. But for the most part, looks like a woman. The rest of that looks like a woman, and she, with her red eyes, looks up at him, and he's just like, "You're not even worth it, even though all this is your fault. Your prophecies. I'll let old chum deal with you." And he walks away, and massive steps. You hear. What do we see?
You see this. It's 15-foot tall crab, golden, glowing, just massive crab man come up with a anchor in each hand, and massive wings too. Just kind of, and also a kimono on, covered in golden glowing cherry blossoms.
Nice.
And just with just like a really quick slash of my hand or claw, if you will, chops the head off of the woman
Instantly. And as soon as the head flies off, it shoots topazes everywhere instead of blood. There's just like gems flying through the air, and the body explodes into a shower of light and gems. Next, Shrimp, actually, you remember for some reason you saw, like, you just left with meeting with 2 new recruits that kind of triggered a memory for you, a memory of an old friend. These 2 guys, it's one's like a blue-skinned tiefling, the other one is a halfling. They go by they both signed up for the Red Right Hand at the same time. They go by Bangers and Mash. This triggered first. Obviously,
I bang him and then I'm mad.
obviously, memories of Grits and how his body had disappeared within a week of the Starfall. Then, after that week, you remember that letter you got from Grits. And wrapped up in the letter was... What was it?
My dagger of life stealing. And
All right.
300 gold.
What did the letter say?
I feel like I should keep this to myself.
What a dick.
Par for the course.
Very well. I can paraphrase it if he doesn't want to read it.
Share with the class.
All right. Flint, I know you are a lifelong member of the Hand. I owe you my life, and I can't... That's good. I can't thank you enough for taking me under your wing. I am sorry to leave in this fashion, but I'm tired of this life. I've had enough adventure for one lifetime and am part of another. I'm going to retire out in the country, maybe Kibe's coastal hometown. I only ever did what I thought would help the Hand. Kibe got wrapped up in a bad deal and needed to burn down the bakery. What? Okay. I warned Auntie and tried to get her a new setup. We never really had a good chance to talk about it before. Sorry if my secrecy ruffled your feathers. Haha. Hopefully this package will be a good apology. 300 gold and a dagger of life stealing.
Yeah, it was post dated for like the day right before.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
right
don't
before
kill
the
me.
Starfall. This would be the worst if you stabbed me in the back.
After reading it, I say, I count 4 spelling errors.
He's not wrong. I forgot that I was going to do that. I had to do that real quick before
That's all right. Auntie Anne received a letter on the same day. You want to go ahead and read it?
I can read it.
Can you, though?
I could barely write it, so no promises. Annie, thank you so much for giving me a place to belong. Thank you for pulling me off the streets and giving me a purpose. I hate to say it, and I hate to be this way, but I've had enough of this life. And hopefully by the time you get to read this letter, I'll be retired into the country. I tried my best to keep the Hand's best interest in the forefront. One of the Dawnguard got caught up in a bad deal and needed the bakery gone, which is why I gave you the warning and tried to give you a new setup. I hope everything in Cedlio works out in your favor. I know Shrimp is dedicated to seeing the Hand thrive and would never leave you. The only apology I can give you is what little lead I have on the puppeteer pulling the strings behind the bakery burning. If you find out who is financing Topanos in the trade, you'll find your enemy. And here's the last bit of my gold to ease the pain of me leaving. 100 gold.
Nice. All right. So we see Grits back in drow form, his original form, back in his original clothes, walking through a field of wheat. Wheat is about waist high. It's very gladiator right now.
Gladiator
His hands brush the top. Up ahead, you see a cottage. Music playing, kids laughing, people running around. Grits, what are you doing?
I just the last thing I remember is seeing Shrimp stab the Starfather and an explosion and waking up here. I just think to myself, I mean, I've died before. I know what dying's like. I know what this is, but it's different than last time. I feel like I did good for once. And I walk peacefully towards the cottage, towards the music.
Up ahead, you see your mother and father. And your mother beckons you over. She's ecstatic, her eyes tearing up with joy. she runs over to greet you and wraps you up in her arms. She's like, "Oh my gosh, Grits, it's been so long. You're finally here."
Just tears welling up in my eyes. Seeing her again for the first time in years. I just hold her tight and I'm just tell her I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything to save her. I'm sorry that I'm pretty sure I lived my life the way she didn't want me to live it. But I think I did some good at the end, and I hope that's okay.
And then your father pipes in. He's like, "Well, son, that's the most that we can ask for. So you staying? You staying for the party?" And then as he says that, you feel a cold chill. There's a breeze that only you feel. You don't see leaves or the wheat moving or anything. And you look over and you see that pale rider that you've seen once before on his skeletal mount in the distance on a hill. And you can feel that breeze almost pulling you to him.
I walk over and give my dad a hug and tell him this is as much of the party as I get. I did a lot of bad that I know I have to atone for, but this little bit of good will get me through that. It was good seeing you all again. And I'll let him go and brush the tears and straighten my jacket, and I'll walk off towards the rider.
All right. You take a few steps and you notice you're not actually moving forward. It's almost like the world is moving beneath you to the rider. And finally the rider turns his horse and walks. And you guys walk through a number of visions of hell. One's fire and brimstone. One is cold and desolate. There's just levels of them. And finally you arrive inside a crevasse. On one side is a rocky, jagged ice wall. On the other is just stone statues carved into the wall of robed figures that infinitely goes down each direction. And up ahead of you is a massive gate that begins to open up, and like just this cold that chills you not on your skin but like into your bones begins, like this breeze begins pulling you in.
I try to walk with my chin held high, try not to show any of the fear that I'm most definitely experiencing. And just keep telling myself I did good at the end. And I just keep walking forward.
Okay. As you walk forward, you take 2 steps, and you suddenly feel a sharp pain jab into your back shoulder, followed by a second one. And something stops you, and the gate remains open, but you feel like something pulling you from the shoulders. You do anything?
I just kind of look at my hands and I look at the rider. I just kind of let go.
He at this point looks in the direction of that you're being pulled, and he turns and just walks off down into the infinite expanse of the crevasse. He just walks away. The gate in front of you is still open, and you feel that pull pulling you in the opposite direction.
I just look at the gate and I have a grin on my face, and I was like, looks like old Grits is lucky one more time. And I walk away from the gate.
All right, the gate slams shut. You everything goes black as you gasp and you open your eyes as if you hadn't opened them in months. Everything's hard to see. Everything's hard to feel. You're freezing cold. You feel a liquid dripping down your back. And right in front of you, you see that familiar silver-haired, feminine-featured elfin face that you once saw in the market, in the grotto, beneath Dragon's Maw. Something's different. This elfin face is worn, is aged, bags under its eyes. It doesn't look as elegant and ethereal as it once did. And you notice a large metal collar around his neck, and you hear, "So is it awake?" Not from Gurk, but from a separate voice off on the side. You do anything?
I stretch. I just kind of like stretch out, try to rub the sleep from my eyes.
Yeah, and as you do, it's your fleshy fingers, your dark indigo skin is back.
Smile creeps across my face, and I sit up and start looking around. It's like, to who do I owe this pleasure?
You look up, and as your eyes regain focus in the dark chamber that you're in, you see the drow female that you'd met and liaised with a couple times before, Zudas Nightbane. She smiles and she pulls on the chain that's connected to Grurk's collar, and she says, well done, my pet. This will do just fine. And that's the last we'll see of Grits. And I guess that's the last we'll see of the Dawnguard for this season. But yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah. It was interesting. I mean, that was good.
Noise.
That felt good.
That was fun.
Well done.
Your last one. Drink it in.
All right, so do we have fan mail messages? Anything like that to read?
Mail.
Okay.
Fan mail from a new patron.
It's our new sound effect, guys.
We'll forget it next time.
Yeah, I'll never remember that.
As soon
Somebody record that.
When are we gonna get our own like soundboard?
This is from Cat B, our new patron. Hi there. I always every time one of our patrons starts donating to us, I ask them. I thank them and then ask them what they like about the show, who their favorite character is, and everything else. So
It's a weird message.
Fishes for compliments.
Nothing.
yeah, I said. After thanking her, she said, you're welcome. I'm glad to help. Thank you guys for making such a great show. It's hard to pick a favorite character because you guys are all great. But if one had to choose, I would say Crabman Kibe or Flint McShrimp.
All I heard was Crabman Kibe. What's up, baby girl? What's up, Cat B?
Your DM is also awesome.
Also awesome. You guys hear that?
Yeah.
As a side note.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I said, I just joined my first campaign a few weeks ago and listening to your show has inspired me and helped me get more into my role. You guys are so entertaining. I can't think of anything I don't enjoy about the show right now. I am hooked and glad I found your podcast exciting. Excited to see what else is in store. Cat.
Awesome. Thanks, Kat.
Thank you so much.
I wonder if she's starting at the beginning and she like won't hear this for like months.
Oh, that's true. Maybe.
If you've made it this far, Cat, we let you down so bad.
She might be one of those masochists that starts at the end, though.
She might have.
Maybe.
She might have.
All right.
That's all right, though.
Alrighty. First, we would like to say thank you to our patrons, our top level patrons, Tarken Davis and Jacob GD. Along with all of our other patrons, you guys are the ones who make this show possible. Thank y'all so much.
I think it's pronounced Guede.
I think it's pronounced Guido.
Guido?
No. I was on a chat with him. It's GD.
Yeah, I talked
is
to him
it-
too. He said,
Okay.
call me
Uh,
Gyarados.
Okay. Is it GD or is it GD? Like, where's the inflection go?
That's a great question.
Put the wrong emphasis.
I thought you were in a chat with him. You should know.
Also,
he just said GD.
Also, I think it's
okay,
pronounced.
that's what he said.
I also think it's pronounced Yarkin.
Yeah.
if you want some sweet, if you want some sweet Bards merch, head over to our TeePublic store where you can get shirts and bags and snatchels.
Hold on. It
The
sounds like you're
link is
reading from
on
a
our
script.
website. The link is on our website, www.bardsandnobles.com.
Wow.
Wait, what's the name
It's
of the
written
show?
down. And you still fucked it up.
What's the name of our show?
It's actually-
I don't know, but there's some Z's in it.
Yeah, it's actually shop.bardsandnobles.com.
That's
Thank
not
you,
what the
Andrew.
script says.
You're welcome. Well, the script is wrong, and that's why we added this shit.
The sentence says the link is on our website.
Yeah.
That's
which
also
it
true.
is. So
But they can just type in.
Thank you guys for doing everything that y'all do.
thank you for
Yes,
listening.
thank you for listening.
Thank us for giving you an awesome podcast.
You're welcome.
You're
do thank
welcome.
us.
Goodbye.
Go fuck yourself.
I know that deep inside, nothing more but a bunch of zeros. Ah!